Hello smart money traders, welcome back to the channel. I want to show you what makes an order block a valid order block. These are the checklists you must look out for every time you are looking for a valid order block. What I'm going to be showing you in this video is not something I've just read or I've just seen theoretically in a book. It's something I've learned over the years of experience in trading. Now I'm going to show you these items I've mentioned right here, so that every time you're coming to look for a valid order block, you must look for these things before you call that a valid order block. For those of you who are new to smart money concept, basically ICT concept, you can find beginners videos on my YouTube channel right here. Simply come over here, you can find a lot of videos that will help you to start out trading with the ICT concept. Now, order block is an important concept, but let's just check the meaning of order block on Google. Now this is the meaning of order block. An order block is a zone on your chart that forms when someone is conducting a large-scale buying or selling. Basically, an order block is a word that is driven from two words, order and block. Block in transaction simply means a very large transaction, and then order means people upon interest, and other people call it the banker's candle because that's basically where the institutions openly get into the market, and you're going to see it by the kind of effect it creates around price every time you see it printing. So let's check it. I'm not going to take long time explaining this in this video. It's going to be very brief, but it's going to be very detailed for you. So looking at this is what you should look out for whenever you're looking for a valid order block. Let me give you an example with something right here. Let's look at this particular green candle. This is a short-term downtrend and be called an order block. Okay, we basically have two types of order block, a bearish order block and a bullish order block. This you can all see it is an order block. Now can we check and see whether it is a valid order block or an invalid order block? Right here now, we have the number one thing here is that it must lead to an obvious break of structure or a market structure shift. So your order block must be able to lead to a break of structure or a market structure shift, and that break of structure or market structure shift must be very obvious. You must not be struggling to know whether this is an obvious break of structure or a market structure shift. So let's check and see. This is where the order block was, and immediately after it we saw this sudden impulse swing from here to here. So this last green candle that price printed is our bearish order block. Why do we call it bearish order block? It is immediately after it that price went bearish. Okay, so we can actually see that there is a break of structure, very obvious right here. We are not struggling to see whether there is a break of structure or not. So we have passed through the first requirement for this checklist, so we can mark it good. You can check ICT's channel if you want to learn everything about ICT, but what I'm showing you right here is explaining it in detail for you right here. So you can actually see that price moved from here to here. So how we got that concept of premium and discount is that we pick our Fibonacci tool and put it from where this swing high was to where we can see a swing low right at this point, and now we call the middle of our Fibonacci tool, that is 50% of it, we call it equilibrium, and then we measure anything from equilibrium above, we call it premium. That means it is a price where something is expensive and people can sell, and anything below it we call it discount. That means it is a price where something is cheap and people can buy. So we get a safer buy or sell option when we are at premium. We can sell and get more money, and when we are at discount we can buy at a cheaper price. So that is why the concept of premium and discount is introduced into this. So we must look at it. If we are in a bearish market, that means we are looking to sell, right? That means our order block should be at premium. That's what makes it a valid order block. It must be at premium. That means it must be above the 50% level. And then if we are dealing with a bullish market, that means it must be at discount. So everything from this middle line down is discount. Anything from this middle line up is called premium. So is our order block in premium? Yes, because we are dealing with this bearish movement. So we have this third requirement and then this fourth requirement. As price comes back, we're going to see that we can obviously see that price respected that order block and it gave us what exactly we are looking for. So if you're taking trade like that, this is what you should look out for. Let me see if I can see an order block that does not meet up with those requirements right here. Okay, so let me check and see if I can see some of those things that makes an order block not a valid order block. Let's see how we can see one. I hope I see one immediately from here, so we can know exactly what makes an order block a valid order block. Okay, so let's see if there is an order block that is a valid order block. Look at this. Okay, look at this particular last red candle here. Okay, this red candle has violated almost all the rules. Look at it. There is no any visible change of market direction or break of structure, because this is where the last swing high was. Okay, this was where the last swing high was. So this order block, this particular order block, or let me call that a change of character, which is market structure shift. So this order block did not lead to shift in market structure. And then look at it, there is no any obvious imbalance, that is fair value gap here. It is already closed. And then this order block, even though it is not mitigated, it has failed the requirement. So if I'm taking trade from this order block, assuming I'm taking trade from this order block, basically most people do that. You take trade from here, you want to enter from somewhere around here, and you target up there. You will see what will happen. You can actually see that price actually took you out. Okay, took you out because this order block has not met up the requirement. You're going to check them and see how some of these order blocks have not met up with the requirements for a valid order block. Okay, this is a very short video. I wanted to make it very short and brief, so we will not spend much time explaining it. Okay, so you're going to see this happen time and again. So let's see this. Okay, this is another block. This red candle is also an order block. It's also an order block. So you can check and see, does it meet up the requirements? Do we have a visible break of structure? We have a break of structure right at this point. That is a break of structure. Price went up off there, and then look at it. If you measure from here to here, we have our order block at discount area. This time around we're dealing with a bullish movement at discount, and we can actually see an imbalance right here, a fair value gap very close to it right here. Okay, a fair value gap right there, and this particular order block is unmitigated. So if we are taking trade from that order block, I'm sure we may not have trouble getting it correctly. Let me adjust it correctly so you can see. So guys, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, be sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel right here and get a detailed video explaining everything for you. Let's get this correctly. Okay, right there. So if you are taking trade with this kind of order block, you can take trade either from here, that's the tip of the order block, and your stop loss is always below the order block. So these are the kind of trades that if you enter, you're not going to have trouble seeing it happen. So you can actually see that you're in the market now. Price actually came closer, but never really took you out of the market because this order block met up with the requirement for a valid order block. I think this is explanatory enough. If you have any question, let me know in the comments and I will take time to explain it to you. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.